fast. This is the limited edition vintage Electric Shelby, 104 out of 300 to be exact. Now the last limited edition thing I had in my life was one of those Coca-Cola Christmas cans. So this thing feels extra special to be able to ride. Now this bike costs $7,200, and I know that's a ton of money for an e-bike, and I'm sure somebody would pay that amount for this collector's item. But my questions are, is it worth that $7,200, and does it live up to the Carol Shelby name?
Only Mustang makes it happen.
Some of you may be asking, who is Carol Shelby? Carol Shelby was a race car driver in the 1950s who became an automotive engineer in the 1960s. Carroll and his team were focused on making American-made cars compete with European cars such as Ferraris and Aston Martins. He did this by making cars lighter, more powerful, and more aerodynamic. He is most notably known for getting Ford first, second, and third finishes at Le Mans with the GT40. Vintage Electric set out to design an e-bike in the spirit of Carroll Shelby and his cars.
The Shelby screams retro 1960s design, especially with the long arching lines of the frame, the paint job, and the chrome. It's also what was happening with cars at the time as well. Overall, the bike looks really luxurious with its sleek profile, long wheelbase, and big wheels. My favorite design element is this little flip here on the rear fender. It just looks so good. The battery is also nicely designed and fitted to the frame. By no means is it an eyesore like many other e-bike batteries. We also have the two racing stripes, the blue color, and the Cobra badge on the top tube, which were all signatures of Carol Shelby's work. You put a Shelby car next to the vintage Electric Shelby, and they look like cousins. I do think we need two white racing stripes though. The black isn't really working for me. I do feel like the design could have been pushed a little bit further here. It would have been sweet to see some analog gauges instead of the digital display, and some physical switches would have been cool too. The Shelby cars were known for their speed, and thankfully the vintage Electric Shelby is fast as well. And it's all because of this guy right here. For $149 you get race mode, or this screw. So this bike has two softwares uploaded to it, and this screw enables the faster of the two softwares. It'll go 36 miles an hour with this screw. What I like most about this is that it's not something in an app or something in the digital display to unlock this mode. It's a physical component. It's a really cool, interesting idea, but we'll talk more about race mode when I ride this thing.
Okay, let's get into the specs. The bike looks like it would weigh 250 pounds, but actually weighs 86 pounds. That's 2.5 pounds heavier than the loaded Yuba Mundo. After this, be sure to check out my video where I see if the Yuba Mundo cargo bike can replace my car. Link is in the top right. The dimensions are 74 inches long, 39 inches high, and 29.25 inches wide at the bars. No app integration here, and the display screen is simple, which I like. It helps keep your focus on the road. The motor is 750 watt or 3000 watt depending on ride mode, and the battery is 1123 watt hour. Oh yeah, it's a class 2 e-bike, which means this bike will assist you up to 20 miles an hour. That speed is achieved by pedal assist or by throttle. The range is 40 to 75 miles, but a lot less in race mode. The Shelby charges in just 4.5 hours, which is extremely fast. One thing I don't like is how loud the charger is. It sounds like a dying computer. Hopefully you have a garage to charge your bike in, because it's pretty annoying.
What I like most about the Shelby is that it'll tackle any hill with consistency with the throttle. This hill, that hill, it's gonna go up it at 20 plus miles an hour, which is great. There's a lot of power here and you can feel it. So I did have some problems with the pedal assist here. From 1 to 12 miles an hour, the motor's a bit jumpy, and after that, it seems to smooth out. It's just not as smooth as some of the other hub motors I've tested before. Overall, I really only rode this bike with the throttle, and that's because of the jumpy pedal assist starts and because of the awkward pedaling position. But that's fine by me. The throttle works just fine here. This bike also has regen braking. When I use the back brake, the bike is actually putting energy back into the battery. And you can see that it's working by the half dotted circle that appears here on the display screen. It's pretty cool. I wish more e-bikes did it. It's also great because it doesn't get in the way of my riding at all. All right, let's talk race mode. The bike will top out at 36 miles an hour. It'll go 0 to 30 in 10 seconds. That's 5 seconds faster than the Super 73 S2. It's pretty darn quick. Race mode definitely gets my heart thumping, and I have to get in the same mindset riding this bike as I do my motorcycle, because objects start to come up on you quick. You just have to be careful, but it's a blast. What's also really nice about this bike is how quiet it is. Other e-bikes have those big treaded tires and they create a droning sound, but here you don't really get that. It's almost scary because you don't realize how fast you're going, but it's great because you can hear birds chirping and stuff. In race mode, you can pretty much go ham for 2 hours before you run out of battery. But those 2 hours are a blast. They're super engaging. This is definitely the bike you want on an open, curvy road. Trust me. So does the vintage Electric Shelby live up to the Carol Shelby name? I think it does, but the bike isn't perfect. This bike is $7,400 with race mode. And for that price, I feel like every detail should be premium. And not every detail is premium. I do feel like the pedal assist needs some tuning at low speeds, and I'm not a huge fan of the plastic throttle. Also, I feel like when you apply the brakes, the brake light should activate, and that doesn't happen here. That's just something I expect at that price point. I was trying to think of other things I could buy for $7,400. I could buy several Super 73s and go rip around with my friends, or I could buy a brand new Honda XR650 motorcycle. But those vehicles aren't going to turn heads like the Shelby does. If you're willing to fork over the cash, you're guaranteed to have fun, and you're going to look good doing it. So what do you think about the Shelby? Do you like it? Do you not like it? How much would you spend on an e-bike? Let me know in the comments below, and be sure to like and subscribe to Roadshow. Adios.